Emmerdale bride-to-be, Dawn Fletcher, finds herself armed and dangerous next week when she aims a loaded shotgun at her unsuspecting future husband, Joe Tate. As the unexpected sten-do begins, the atmosphere quickly becomes tense when the guests gather for a clay pigeon shooting session. When Dawn takes her place for a turn, Joe suddenly comes into sight, leaving his fate in the hands of his furious bride. Dawn is desperate to find a way out, reveals our village source. She completely loses control because she still thinks Joe was behind Billy's attack and believes he deserves to pay. He always seems to escape the consequences of his actions, but Dawn now wants to make sure he suffers. During secret discussions at home farm, Dawn and Billy have been quietly preparing to flee. With Joe away at his stag do, the pair pack up their possessions and fake passports, telling the children that they are going away on holiday. However, their attempt to escape is stopped when Graham Foster gets in their way. In a strange turn of events, Graham leads the anxious Dawn and Billy to a field. Joe then turns up and shocks them by arranging a combined stag and hen celebration. However, seeing the firearms being prepared for the clay pigeon shoot leaves Dawn and Billy deeply uneasy. Could someone have uncovered their escape plans? Billy and Dawn fear they may have been deliberately lured into a trap, our insider continues. Guns are never exactly unusual at home farm, but given the complicated and suspicious history between these three, there is definitely something unsettling about this gathering. Their anxiety grows as everyone puts on the required safety gear, while Dawn starts to realize that her carefully planned escape may be slipping away. Caleb Milligan was meant to help the pair leave the country, but he is nowhere to be found. So, when Dawn prepares to take her shot, Billy becomes terrified about what she could be capable of doing. Dawn feels completely trapped by the idea of staying with Joe, our source warns. She imagines herself married to him and stuck at home farm for the rest of her life, and that prospect frightens her. She remains convinced that Joe attacked Billy, and after giving him so many chances, this was finally the point where she could take no more. As Dawn considers shooting the man she is about to marry, she remains unaware that Joe was completely innocent when it came to Billy's attack. Later, Billy learns the shocking truth through Kev Barton's drunken confessions and apologies, leaving him stunned to discover that Joe had never been responsible. But will the revelations surrounding Billy's accident eventually come to light? Or has Dawn already reached a deadly decision as she stands holding the loaded gun? Emmerdale enlists Waterloo Road star for Major Dr. Todd investigation. Emmerdale viewers may recognize a familiar face tonight as the village deals with the shocking aftermath of Dr. Todd's death. Dean Smith appears as DC Price in the opening scenes, as Sarah Sugden and Charity Dingle are taken into custody. Smith is perhaps best known for portraying schoolboy Philip Road in the original Waterloo Road, although some viewers may also recall his brief appearance in the ITV soap in 2022. The actor previously played prison officer Beaker, the guard who caught the attention of villain Mina Jutler while she was behind bars, after finally being arrested for her string of murders. This also marks another occasion where Smith has taken on the role of a member of law enforcement. He previously appeared in Hollyoaks as D.S. Yates in a recurring role between 2018 and 2019. His other soap credits include a 3-episode stint on Coronation Street in 2019, where he portrayed a counsellor supporting Paul Foreman. Throughout his career, Smith has also featured in Last Tango in Halifax, Doctors, Still Open All Hours, and Casualty. Smith will share scenes with newcomer Chelsea Edge, who joins Emmerdale as D.S. Ramsden. In tonight's episode, the two detectives begin looking into the circumstances surrounding Dr. Todd's death, something viewers already know was caused by Sarah pushing her. Sarah had been listening in on the heated confrontation between Charity and Todd when she was horrified to discover the truth about her grandmother's sexual assault. Enraged by what she heard, Sarah shoved the doctor, causing Todd to strike her head against a table. She later died from the resulting injury. In upcoming episodes, Charity and Sarah will desperately attempt to make their accounts match as they work to avoid being sent to prison. However, with 2 new detectives examining the case, will they manage to convince the police that their version of events is genuine? 7. Emmerdale spoilers for tonight reveal shocking Dr. Todd death aftermath. Tonight's episode of Emmerdale focuses on the terrifying aftermath of Dr. Todd's death, as Sarah and Charity are forced to make some difficult decisions following their explosive confrontation with the doctor. With the situation rapidly spiraling out of control, the pair must work out how to explain what happened without exposing their biggest secrets. Meanwhile, Serena unexpectedly becomes involved, leaving her with a dangerous decision of her own. Here are 7 major moments from tonight's episode. 1. Sarah receives devastating news. Sarah desperately holds on to the belief that Dr. Todd might still be alive, following the horrifying incident at Charity's cottage. However, Charity is forced to deliver the devastating truth that the doctor has already died. The shocking discovery leaves Sarah terrified, as the pair realize they are now facing a potentially life-changing situation. 2. Serena discovers the body. Serena already knows that Dr. Todd has been causing further problems for Charity, so she becomes concerned when she unexpectedly arrives at the cottage. She is horrified when she discovers the doctor's lifeless body and immediately realizes that something terrible has happened. Rather than walking away, Serena decides to help Sarah and Charity deal with the crisis. 3. Serena offers police advice. Drawing on her previous experience with the police, Serena tries to guide Sarah and Charity through their next steps. She warns them that attempting to hide the death could make matters even worse if the truth eventually emerges. Serena therefore suggests contacting the police, while making sure Sarah's actions are presented as an act of self-defense. 4. Charity considers taking the blame. Charity knows that waiting too long before reporting Dr. Todd's death could immediately raise suspicion. With very little time to decide what to do, she comes up with another option. Charity offers to accept responsibility for what happened, in an attempt to protect Sarah from facing the consequences. She reminds Sarah that she needs to remain free for baby Layla, but Sarah is horrified by the idea of allowing her gran to take the blame. 5. Sarah starts asking questions. As the pressure continues to build, Sarah begins wondering exactly why Dr. Todd had such a serious conflict with Charity. She wants to understand what caused the confrontation to become so intense. But Charity knows she cannot reveal the truth about baby Layla's parentage. Charity, therefore, has to carefully avoid answering questions that could expose the secret she has fought so hard to protect. 6. The trio try to agree on a story. Sarah, Charity, and Serena now find themselves in an increasingly dangerous position as they attempt to work out what should happen next. Every detail needs to be considered carefully, because even a small contradiction could cause problems once the police begin investigating. Serena attempts to keep everyone calm while helping them understand the possible consequences of each decision. 7. A unique episode puts the spotlight on the women. Tonight's installment is particularly unusual, with Charity, Sarah, and Serena serving as the only regular characters to appear. The stripped-back episode allows the drama surrounding Dr. Todd's death to take center stage, as the 3 women try to find a way through the crisis. But with the police likely to start asking difficult questions, can they agree on a plan that keeps them all safe? And will Serena manage to help Sarah and Charity without becoming a suspect herself? Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.